So a lot of you follow my channel know I buy and review and make little manuals on vintage cameras. And some of you may not know, but I'm running out of cameras, and so I'm kind of switching it up. But I kind of wanted to do a thing on the summary of just all these things I've learned from buying and dealing with all these vintage cameras. So the first one is, what's your hobby? And I think a lot of times photographers say photography is their hobby, but it's actually just buying photography gear. And I was like that before too. I think it's way more important, instead of thinking about what camera and what lens you want, to go out and shoot a lot of pictures and to develop that skill. And it's way harder to take a really good picture than it is to buy a camera. So I can see why we buy cameras and why you want to look at a bunch of old lenses and stuff like that, but I think it's way more important to get out there and shoot a lot of pictures. Number two is, these mirrorless cameras are going to save a lot of vintage lenses. So a lot of people don't know, when manual focus switched to autofocus, a lot of camera manufacturers didn't support the old lenses. So these old lenses kind of went unused, and they kind of became like a weird, like stepchild or something like that for the newer lenses. But these new mirrorless cameras are amazing in that they're going to open up those old lenses to a lot more stuff like video, more cameras, and just it's going to save a lot of these vintage lenses from becoming obsolete. Number three, recommendations. If I were to give some recommendations, these are the ones I really like: the Nikon FM, Canon FT, Olympus OM1, and as a point and shoot, the Olympus Stylus Epic and the Yashica T4D, which I don't have, sadly. The SLRs, they're all fully manual with fully manual shutters, and they're built like tanks. They're really well built, and you can repair them. They're just great cameras, so just get this. Don't think too much about it. And the FT and the FM are actually a little bit underpriced too, I think. So film develop, it just costs so much. It cost me $10 a roll. And it sucks because your film scans are kind of getting lower because they're not developing better scanners, at least my film developing place. So someone could just develop a thing where, like a slide duplicator for the SLRs, the Nikons, the Canons, and the Micro Four Thirds, that makes it easy to scan these negatives. You would make so much money, and I would totally love you. But no one's doing it, and I just have a hard time paying $10 to get really kind of crappy scans. So film makes you better. Film makes you better for a weird reason, because it just magnifies your mistakes. So this is a roll I shot recently on a photo walk, and you see some of them are okay. I like the last one a lot, but you kind of realize, you take the pictures more seriously. So you frame it better. You think about your lighting better. And this is the one I like. And so you have a roll of 24 pictures, and you may like 2 or 3, and that really makes you a better photographer, because you're kind of like wasting money taking bad shots. 6, go meterless. So I used to be scared of not using a meter, but then I did it a lot just using the Sunny 16 rule or getting a light meter like this. So not having a meter in your camera is okay. If it's a fully manual camera, and this is why I love them, you have a lot more options. You can go meterless. You can do a lot more things. And going meterless also makes you think more about your composition and stuff like that, since you're not worried so much about having the perfect exposure. If you can learn how the Sunny 16 rule, you can get really far ahead. And that goes into this a little bit too. So don't chase f-stops. Coming from digital, a lot of people think the lower the f-stop, the better the lens. But I think when you actually shoot with film and 400 speed film, I don't know how you can get that low. I don't know. You might be shooting in the dark or something. But these really low f-stops, chasing these really low ones and trying to get the lowest f-stops you can, I think it's a little bit overrated. I think getting a good camera between 8, where it's sharp between 8 and 16 is way more important. Even with digital too, I think. And then you learn that these new cameras, what they're doing now, Canon and Nikon are releasing new bodies every single year, and this is a good example here. So the Nikon F was released in 1959, and the one in front of it's the FM, released in 1977, and they really thought out all the changes they made, and they took a lot of time, and they didn't release a new camera every year, and it really shows. These cameras are way better built, and they lasted till now. So even a Nikon SLR 2-3 years ago may be worth like nothing now, and it's kind of sad. And this is kind of a plug for my other channel. So these old cameras are totally fixable, and they're totally fixable because they're really well built, and they were kind of made to last a long time. So you can get in there, you can fix them, you can do a lot of small things. Even if you're not skilled, I would totally just try it. And if you have a cheap camera, or you have a camera you think is busted, just open up and give it a try. And remember to buy JIS cross-point screwdrivers, probably the most important thing. But you can check out Fix Old Cameras and see more of those videos. And lastly, I just want to say thanks. When I started this out, I just wanted to make video manuals because I didn't see any online. I couldn't believe there wasn't any. So a lot of you subscribe and a lot of you have been watching my channel. I'm up to like 60, which I'm shocked about, and I've made a little bit of money on it. Probably lost more, but I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been watching this channel. The videos now are better than they were, and most of your community, most of your support is really great. So I really appreciate people watching and people supporting me. So thanks. I'm going to put out some more videos. Hope you guys like them.